Danielle Marie Galati. She was 16 and 9 months. She was a child that was full of life, had so much to do in such a short time, always wanted to be ahead of her time. Full of life, and that's what's on her headstone. So. Danny was a happy 16-year-old, came home from seeing a friend, said goodnight to us, went to bed as if everything was okay. 10 o'clock the next morning I went to wake her up for a phone call and found her dead. She had passed away during the night. We had no idea whatsoever had happened to her. We later found out before the autopsy that she had had a massive headache through the night, was contacting a couple of her friends by text messages. We know that she was alive at 2 minutes to 4, and we know that she didn't read the text message at 10 minutes past 4. So yeah, I went in to wake up a happy, full of life 16-year-old to find her passed away. Which, as you can imagine, was the hardest thing. Also had my son home at the same time because he'd been in a car accident, so he found her as much as I did, and I couldn't believe that, that she had just gone overnight. I then rang the ambulance. They came. It took about 11 minutes for them to come. The person that was on the call centre, they were fantastic. They talked me through it. They asked me, did I want to do CPR? Did I want to, anything like that? Could it help? And I said, she's dead. She, it was obvious that she had been dead for some time. So then they said to me that then I just needed to look after myself until they got there. So that was really helpful. A really good thing that they also said was to have somebody else out the front so that they know which house they were going to, so that made a big difference. When they arrived, they obviously pronounced her dead and said that because it was a home death, and explained to us that they would now need to call the police, which was really good, just knowing the steps that it happens when it's a home death, because as you could imagine, most people don't go in expecting to wake up their 16-year-old and finding him passed away. So then the police came and they did a full investigation for the coroners, just as in to what might have happened, or just to take full details of the situation. Then Danny was obviously taken to the coroner's office that afternoon, and because it was on a Thursday before a long weekend, we had to wait until the Tuesday after the long weekend to find out what had actually happened. And what had actually happened is that she passed away from an AVM to the brain, which is an arterial venous malformation. So her bleed was 1 centimetre by 1.5 centimetres in the lower part of an artery. That was enough to kill her in seconds, unfortunately. Oh, there's definitely hope. I still grieve things with Danny that you don't imagine. Danny would have turned 21 earlier last year it is now, but she didn't get to be 21. She didn't get to get engaged. She didn't get to have a wedding. And all of those things, when you have contact with other people, they come into your mind. But in saying that, you can still learn to live with it, but you learn to celebrate their good things. My cousin got married earlier this year, and I know that Danny was with us, and you can't cut yourself off from life, because that doesn't achieve anything. Everyone does things differently, but for me, I like to be active. The more time I had in my day with things that I could do, the less time I had for my mind to go over and over and over things. So, but everyone's different, and we have to let each other grieve in our own personal way, and understand that, especially between partners and family members, that you might be grieving one way and they might be grieving another, and that things do come together, and it is a long and slow journey. It's not going to be over with in a couple of weeks. Each year gets better in a different way. It's now 5.5 years down the track since Danielle passed away, and my time, it was very hard at first. I think the first year you live in denial that it's not real. The second and third year reality sinks in that they are never going to come home. Now that I'm past the fourth and fifth year, I honestly see and believe that losing Danielle was meant to change my life. My life was meant to go in a different direction. I felt that from not long after losing Danny. Along the time I've done the group leaders course, and I now assist at Compassionate Friends in Rowville. I have been volunteering here at the centre for the last few months this year. And that was a big part of that, was me wanting to help other bereaved parents. When I lost Danny, it was 7 months until I actually spoke to another person that had lost a child. And I wanted to make a difference that doesn't happen to other people. So, that was a big part of me wanting to be in contact with other bereaved parents. In saying that, my life has changed so much recently. I made a decision to change from retail manager that I've been the last 25 years to do events coordination diploma. In making that decision, I know Danny was with me the whole time. Danny passed away on the 21st of a month, and my new course was starting on the 21st. And I knew that just that part was a sign. And then I had seen just a couple of minutes of the show called Ghost Whisperer, and it was a young teenage girl that wanted her dad to know that she wanted her life to mean something. And this happened the night before I started school. And then in the morning, I had the first dream in 5.5 years with Danielle in it, and she was there with me, and she was saying that she wanted to come to school with me. So I knew that my decision that I'd made was the decision that she wanted me to follow and the direction that she wanted me to follow. So I just want to be there to help other bereaved parents. So in losing Danny, I honestly believe that something good has come out of it. Even though it's been the hardest thing in our lives, to be able to have some good was definitely what she would have wanted.